What's the best industry to start looking for freight? All right, so let's put that up on the board here. Jackie Campbell asked this. There is no best, Jackie. There is no best. There's a lot of freight. There's a lot of different niches in freight. You can go to my blog, freightbrokerbootcamp.com/blog, type the word niche in the search, and you'll find a video and a blog post where I talk about how to find your niche. Some people like to do niches. There's a few different ways you can define your niche. One is by equipment. So you like to do flatbeds, so therefore your niche is flatbed type freight. You like to do vans, so your freight is more geared towards vans. You like to do heavy haul equipment like special, like step decks and RGNs and stuff like that. Therefore, specialized is more in your wheelhouse, right? The other way you can do it is based on industry. So you have a lot of people that focus in on the steel industry, or they focus on the produce industry, or building supplies. There's a lot of different niches, high value freight like technology. You've got all kinds of different niches in the freight industry, right? You've got food, you've got retail. There's tons of different niches. There is no best. All there is what you decide your niche is. And I'm glad you brought this up, because the key is you have to find a niche, right? Jack of all trades, master of none is no way to start and grow a successful freight brokerage. You can't be everything to everybody. It's just not going to work. I promise you. I've seen too many people fail. When I started my brokerage, I'll tell you what my niche was. You're going to laugh. Now, I'm located in Buffalo, New York, so I had a little bit more access to data and market intelligence in the Northeast. So my niche when we first started was van freight, Northeast outbound. So if it picked up in New York, or it picked up in Massachusetts or Connecticut or New Jersey or PA, if it picked up in the Northeast corridor where that was the origin, and it went south or west, that was our niche. So if it picked up in the Northeast on a van, that was our niche. But it had to go south or north. It couldn't go from, it wasn't going to go from Chicago to New York. That wasn't our niche, right? We didn't have the resources. We didn't have the experience to handle that. So we did Northeast outbound. That was our niche. The reason for the niche initially was I knew that there was a supply and demand issue. There was more trucks than there was freight. Now, most people would run away from that, but I ran towards it because I knew that if I could sell my way into a shipper, that ultimately when I went to cover the load, I'd have capacity to cover the load rather than getting shipment from a shipper and then not having trucks to cover it, right? So I knew that was our basic theory. And then eventually we expanded into other niches, right? We expanded into other geographies. We expanded into other industries. We expanded into other, equipment types. By the time I sold the company, we had groups that were specifically targeted on different niches. We had entire groups that were focused on flatbed in the steel industry. We had entire niches that were focused in on produce. We had entire industries that were focused in on bottled beverages and food products. So yeah, but you got to start with your first niche. Okay. So I hope that helps. Hey, if you enjoyed this Freight Broker Q&A, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and don't forget to click the little bell to ensure that you get notified every time I release a new video. And if you have questions, make sure you add them in the comments below, and who knows, maybe I'll use one of your questions on a future Freight Broker Q&A.